Reed was a funny, outgoing, energetic kid.
Right up, Reed, right up.
He had a lot of friends, more friends than we could ever keep track of. He was the kind of kid who always made you wonder what hilarious antic is coming next.
Hey Reed, how's it feel to be 17?
Reed got his license when he was 16 and a half. My attitude at the time was that I had trained him in all the things that you need to do with a teen driver. I made the assumption that since he had taken driver's ed and he had passed the written test and the road tests, that surely the state legislators and the driving school people and the police had gotten together and figured out that if he did all those steps, he would be a safe driver. It was a Friday night. I was on a business trip. My wife was home in the neighborhood. Reed was home in the early evening with his sister. Reed sent me a text message around 9:30 saying that he was going to a friend's house, and the trip to the friend's house ended up being a trip in the opposite direction with two girls from our neighborhood, a joyride. So there's a long 2-mile straightaway that ends up in a 90-degree curve to the right. He went too far straight into the curve, realized he was out of position, jammed the wheel to the right to get back into lane the way an inexperienced driver would, and ended up doing two 360-degree spins on the highway. His car hit the butt end of a guardrail right in the middle of the driver's side door, which crushed the left side of his chest, and he went into immediate cardiac arrest and was pronounced dead 5 hours later. I got back to the hospital, back to Hartford, about 3 hours after he was declared dead.
Here are the key lessons for parents of teen drivers. Delayed development of the human brain.
The human brain is not fully developed until we reach about age 22 to 25, and the last part of the brain that develops is the part that provides judgment and restraint. The impact of that for parents of teen drivers is your teen can be an honor student, a Boy Scout, Girl Scout, just a complete straight arrow. It doesn't speed up their brain development. Teens are drawn to excitement without understanding the risks and the dangers of what they're doing, and that's just something that every parent has to factor into every decision every day about their teens driving.
PACTS. A simple way to remember the 5 biggest dangers. P. Passengers.
Passengers is the most misunderstood danger in teen driving because it's obviously convenient for parents for teens to drive together so the parents don't have to do that. But the evidence over decades is that every teen passenger of a teen driver creates distraction, peer pressure, and risk-taking. The crash rates go up exponentially every time a teen driver has a teen passenger. The other part of that is teens driving their siblings, usually the younger brother and the younger sister. If you think about it, a parent's greatest risk, putting all their eggs in one basket, is to have one sibling drive another, or even 2 or 3 siblings. The phrase is, do you want to put your most precious cargo in the hands of your least experienced driver?
A. Alcohol and drugs.
Talk to your teens early and often about the risks of alcohol and drugs on driving. Keep alcohol and drugs out of the house. Make sure you monitor your teens' friends. And for emergency situations, have a code word where if your teen says that code word, that means I'm a passenger of a drunk driver, or I'm in a situation with a drunk driver and I need you to come help me right now.
C. Curfews and the most dangerous times.
What we don't realize is that the most dangerous times, not just Friday, Saturday night and late at night, but also the immediate hours after school and also the months of May through August. Those are the months when we have joyriding, teens in the car without a destination, just out there for fun, and that's when 60% of the crashes happen during those 4 months of the year.
T. Texting and electronic devices.
Hopefully by now parents understand that texting while driving is driving blindfolded, and the distraction is something on the order of between 5 and 10 seconds. So at 60 miles an hour, you're driving the length of a football field in 3 seconds without even knowing what's going on in the road. The cell phone should go in the glove box before the car is turned on, and it should stay there until the car is turned off. It's the single most dangerous thing that any driver, and especially a new driver, can do.
S. Seatbelts.
Seatbelts, you would hope that that's a no-brainer. The rule for teen drivers should be every driver, every passenger, all the time seatbelted, no exceptions. The recovery phase from the grief and the bereavement, I always say that it was complete emotional devastation, and that went on for the better part of a year. And then as time went on, I started to focus on the teen driving laws and really educate myself about why didn't I know more about the dangers of teen driving during those 11 months when Reed was driving. And I came to realize that I didn't, and what I concluded was that most of the literature that's available to parents really does not describe why teen driving is so dangerous, and maybe most important, what parents can do on a day-by-day basis before their teens get behind the wheel to prevent these very predictable, most dangerous situations from happening in the first place. So that sort of became my focus, is educating parents not how to drive a car, but what they can do to prevent these dangerous situations from happening in the first place.